year is 2005, a big year for the space industry. On January 14, the European Satellite Agency's Huygens probe landed on Titan and delivered the first ever direct sampling of Titan's atmospheric chemistry and the first photographs of its mysterious surface. In the field of launcher technology, European engineers have spared no effort to get the Ariane 5 10 tons launcher program back on track. The Vulcain 2 engine's cooling system was improved and the thermal coating altered. A number of test firings in Fernan, France showed satisfactory results. On April 15, the Italian astronaut Roberto Vittori was the first European to lift off for a second mission to the International Space Station. The main objectives for the Marco Polo mission were to change the Soyuz rocket attached to the International Space Station, the so-called lifeboat, and oversee the changeover of the ISS Expedition 10 crew for the 11 crew. Vittori also performed a full experimental program with significant Italian participation during his stay in the ISS. Also in 2005, the flight of the ESA's first automated transfer vehicle. The ATV is named the Jules Verne, after the French writer who died over 100 years ago. This unmanned freight carrier, launched on top of Ariane 5, was able to dock to the International Space Station all by itself. Once the 7.5 tons of payload were unloaded, the ATV serves as a gigantic space trash can. Another important role for the ATV is boosting the altitude of the International Space Station, compensating for the drag of the Earth. Meteorologists benefited from the launch of the Meteosat's second generation. This sophisticated weather satellite carries a 12-channel radiometer that allows regional and highly specific weather predictions and generates a new image every 15 minutes. MSG-2 was placed in a parking orbit until needed to take over MSG-1's duties, ensuring continuity. Around the same time, Cryosat took off into space to monitor the ice sheets of the poles. Cryosat will also measure the thickness of sea ice with unprecedented accuracy and register the changes of the ice in relation to global warming. Soon, scientists will be able to tell with certainty whether the North and South polar ice sheets are melting, and if so, how fast. Throughout 2005, both Smart 1 and Mars Express sent data to Earth on a regular basis. During its mission to the Moon, Smart 1 successfully tested new means of propulsion using solar energy to travel to other planets. ESA launched its first mission to Venus, called Venus Express. After a 5-month interplanetary cruise, engineers injected the spacecraft into a 24-hour Venusian orbit. Also in 2005, Europe took a huge leap forward in the field of navigation services. A first technology demonstrator satellite was launched in preparation for Galileo, Europe's own satellite navigation system. By 2008, the entire system and its 30 satellites should be operational. Galileo will be interoperable with the American GPS system and will allow position fixes accurate to 1 meter. From a political point of view, 2005 was of prime importance for Europe's space agency. The first ever Space Council was an important step towards formulation of a European space policy. Decisions on new space programs will affect Europe's future in space. These are likely to include global Earth observation, telecommunications, and the exploration of planets, both manned and by robots.